It's Monday, and is it still good? Let's find out.
So I got a cool video for you guys today. We're going to be testing out 3 generations of Intel HD graphics, starting off with the Intel HD 2000 graphics that were found in Sandy Bridge, and then moving on to the Haswell Intel HD graphics, which were part of the G3258, and it was just called Intel HD graphics for some reason. They didn't name anything special, because it's on a Pentium and they don't care. And finally, last but not least, we have the Broadwell Intel HD 5500. Now, these are pretty low-end chips, and it's going to be fun to test them out, so let's move on to the first game. CSGO. Starting off with a CSGO, we have pretty good frames across the board, although the Intel HD 2000 lags quite behind, which is not surprising. I mean, it's Sandy Bridge, and it's a time when Intel HD graphics were a joke, and they still are a joke, but they're a little better now. So anyways, we got decent frames. It's definitely playable when it comes to the G3258 and the Intel HD 5500. By the way, fun fact, Broadwell really made Intel HD graphics good, and honestly, the performance is excellent on it. It's not a dedicated GPU, but you can still do it. But anyways, the Intel HD 2000, definitely not playable at 1080p. The G3258, kind of. But when we move down to 720p, they're all pretty much playable. Once again, the HD 2000 is lagging behind horribly. It's not even playable. It's not even worth your time. You shouldn't even get it. There's no point. You don't want to do anything with it. With the Intel HD 5500, at least you have some fun. And with the G3258, at least you can get a headshot or something. But the other ones, you ain't got nothing. Moving on to the next game, we got Starcraft. It's a classical RTS. A lot of people play it. You play a bunch of races and you fight each other, and eventually one of you wins and you have a good time. But anyways, in terms of frames, they were pretty good across the board. At 1080p, wow, look at that. They were all mostly playable. Intel HD 2000, of course, lagging behind. It's kind of that guy you just leave behind. You don't really care about him. He's just that guy that follows you around and he's just there at 1080p. But hey, otherwise than that, 3258 doing a good job, and the 5500 taking it home. But when we drop down to 720p, whoa, look at that. The Intel HD 2000, it's actually got some frames. It's actually playable. It's actually doing something. The other ones are, of course, very much ahead because they're much stronger. But overall, StarCraft is playable across the board when it comes to 720p. And it's quite a fun time. Yeah, just gotta drop down the resolution. And moving on to one of my most played games of the last year, we have good old Overwatch. It's a great game, and I only tested it out on the G3258 because, well, good old 5000 over there doesn't support DirectX 11, and the 5500 just doesn't want to do anything with it for some reason. Though it would handle it, but it just can't. But anyways, you gotta drop it now 50% resolution scale, and you can play it, so there you go. There's a $50 Pentium doing its work. But anyways, let's move on to BF1. And not just any kind of BF1, it's the actual original Battlefield. It's Battlefield 1942, and it's the only thing the Intel HD 2000 can actually run decently. That's where you can actually get about above 60, 67 actually, with the Intel HD Graphics 2000, and like I said, it's the only thing it can really do. I mean, modern games, you're not going to play them. If it's DirectX 11 based, it won't even let you. DirectX 12, you can forget about it. But when it comes to DirectX 7, I think it was, it definitely does still a great job. You can also definitely play Source games as well. TF2, you got your Half-Life 2. If you haven't played Half-Life 2, go and play it. It's a great game, but you can pretty much play that. But yeah, pretty much I threw this game in just to show you guys what the Intel HD 2000 can actually do, and that's this. And probably a bunch of Source games. But other than that, not much else. So, in conclusion, guys, this video was basically meant to show you guys the advancements that Intel has made. They actually make advancements when it comes to GPUs, not CPUs, though. They don't care about the CPUs. They care about the iGPU more, though. Yeah. But anyways, it just shows you that the lower-end chips are actually becoming much better, and they're actually play modern games, which is kind of cool. For instance, with Broadwell, as you can see, Overwatch is still playable, whereas back in the old days when Intel HD 2000 came out, you couldn't play anything on it that was modern around the time. But nowadays, that's changing. The graphics are definitely improving, which is very nice to see. And who knows, maybe one day we won't even have dedicated GPUs, just iGPUs. And hopefully Intel isn't around, because if they monopolize the market, then he'll never move forward. Yeah, Cabulec X. Woo! Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and leave a like. Go ahead and share it as well. I think it's a pretty awesome video. I think everyone should see it, so share it and subscribe.